was all him.
Whatever you just did.
Like relief, like I've never heard him make a sound of relief before like that.
Hey, I'm Dr. Joren Whitley. I'm a human and animal chiropractor in Edmond, Oklahoma. That was a lot. I don't know if you could hear that. Yeah, he's loving this. Believe it or not, animals need chiropractic care just like humans do. Their spine can go through a lot of stress just like ours can. Oh, there's our personality back. I work on a wide variety of different animals, from dogs and cats, horses and donkeys, all the way up to Cape buffalo, giraffes, and lions. Working on animals is extremely gratifying to me because I know that I'm giving these animals hope. I'm kind of a voice for animals in a way that a lot of people don't see. Here we go, buddy. Ta-da. I see that an animal is hurting because I'm watching the mobility in their spine. I'm watching how they move. And I'm watching those little bitty idiosyncrasies that if you saw them in a human, you'd go, wow, that person must be in pain. And I see them in animals and I can go, hey, look, I can help.
You can't walk. I have to fix you.
And I can give animals hope. I can give the owners hope. And that your animal may not have to be put down or may not have to have that surgery. Sometimes whenever I work on animals, I'm finding the spots that hurt. I know, I'm sorry. And I have to work through those areas to be able to help facilitate motion into the spine, and ultimately I'm decreasing the pain and giving them a better quality of life. They realize that the adjustment is something that they're not comfortable with, but afterwards they get treats, they get loved on, and they're better for it. Today I'm here at Aspen Ranch in Edmond, Oklahoma, in a windstorm working on horses. All of her pain is on the right side. I'm not gonna be able to lift this leg. It's like she's not gonna want me to. So we'd originally gone to see Tulsa because she was really having some issues in her lower back. And we noticed that her right hip just was not moving the way it was supposed to move. Her pelvis was really locked up on that side. But right there, as soon as the butt drops like that, we know that there's a problem in the back end. We worked on it, but it's still bothering her. So we're gonna go back, we're gonna work on her again here in the near future. The majority of the animals I'm going to be working on today are of some sort been a rescue of some kind. So whether the animal was abused or neglected, an animal wasn't wanted anymore. Those animals come here and they get to live out their lives here. Now, because of the past that they've had, they may have issues sustained from abuse or from being years on a racetrack. What's cool is some of them are, they just don't want to be touched. Like Tulsa, like, hey, this hurts, I don't want it touched. This one's like, I know that feels so good and you're helping. And it's like, this is awesome. If those issues that they had were left untreated, you never know where that might end up or what kind of degenerative issues might happen later, what kind of pain they'd be in. My biggest thing is trying to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Give them a better quality of life. Oh, you can just see it like in how they're acting, that they're happier, but they never get that. But I mean, like you can see the eyes just starting to get heavy. After working on Sammy, I could really tell that she enjoyed the adjustment because afterwards she came up and she put her head against me. And she wouldn't leave me alone. She was just like, thank you, I feel so much better. Okay, go. That's funny. So I'm here with Nebby and Nebo, and before we get working on them, we're gonna be kind of assessing, kind of seeing what's going on with each one of them. And then from there, we're gonna kind of go over some safety stuff. So that like growl they do, what is that?
That you just did there is just like how they, that's just their talk, like that's their noise they make.
So this will be our first time working with these guys. We want to make sure that they are comfortable with us, that there's no chance of anybody getting injured or that we stress these guys out. So we're going to be kind of rolling into it and kind of going from there. So far I found two little spots in his neck, one here and one here, that aren't moving as well as they probably should, which might be restricting some motion. But now what's really interesting about these guys in relation to horses that I normally work on is their neck has a whole lot more flexibility and mobility. And so in that, it was a lot harder to try to get that adjustment made. And they're also, very curious as to what I'm doing the entire time and very alert. As I worked down through his spine though, we were able to get him to lay down, and then I was able to work on little areas of his spine all the way until I got to his pelvis. And what's interesting is, even with the hump, their spine is no different than like a horse's spine. Yeah, it's actually sits underneath here, and this is just all like extra tissue. As soon as I got to his pelvis, I noticed there was a little bit of a restriction in his pelvis. I made it move, and then as I was pulling on his tail, so I did a tail traction, I was pulling on his tail, you could just hear his tail popping, and I could feel the lengthening of his spine. That was a lot. I don't know if you could hear that. Yeah, he's loving this. And he dropped his head, and you could just see that gratification that he was just feeling fantastic. Does he ever act like this?
I mean, just when he's going to bed.
We were able to kind of reestablish this like level of peace in his body to where he felt like he was comfortable enough he could just lay down there. And like I said, they've never seen him do that. So while we were working with Nebo, he was very apprehensive of me working on him. And so through trial and error, we tried getting him adjusted in different ways, but Nebo was really not having it. But you can see how like the pelvis just rocks and rotates every time they lay down. And I'm really wondering if there's a hip type issue. Just because like I'm watching the gracefulness of how this one goes down and how this one just kind of hits the ground. And I can see the body rocking and rotating off of this right side. We also notice that whenever he goes to lay down, he is a little apprehensive about it. So he's also wanting to kind of twist and lean off to one side as he lays down. Sorry, I'm just not a fan of. We kind of put him up against the fence, and I was trying to kind of hang off the fence and try to make this adjustment because I knew that the adjustment needed to be made. I knew that pelvis really needed to be moved, and that it would give him some relief. What's great is how he's going to feel after, if we can get it moving. Through that trial and error, we tried getting off the fence. We tried bringing him to the ground and just getting him in different positions that would allow me to adjust, and he really was not having it. But he did calm down whenever we got him next to his brother. Okay, so can I come up behind you while he's not paying attention? Okay. So as soon as Nebby and Nebo were together, there was a sense of kind of peace, and then I was able to get in and make that adjustment. And as soon as I made that adjustment, you could feel the spine relax. The owner said they could feel the spine relax, and he let out this kind of sigh or this noise of relief. That was all him.
So whatever you just did, like he went
I can
like relief. Like I've never heard him make a sound of relief before like that.
That's awesome. As I was making that tail pull and that traction, I could feel the vertebrae kind of separating. I could feel his spine relaxing. And then he's the calmest he's been since I've been here. I think that was a big problem. The left side, as soon as I went in and made the first, I mean, I barely had to push and it clicked. Yeah. The right side, put a little motion into it, it moved. And then the tail, I mean, it felt like the tail grew that much. But the tail was pulled up under, and then as soon as I did that, he just chilled out. So overall, I'm really happy that I was able to come out here and I was able to give these guys some relief. Most people don't know that camels can be worked on. And so being able to come out here and I can see something that's a problem and I'm able to help make a correction and then give these guys a better quality of life. I'm extremely grateful to the owners for letting me come out here and doing this. And I'm excited to come back out and work on them again in the future.